Daf Yom. Daf Yomi. Tractate. Bava Metzia. Page 43b. Top of the page. With the words Ela Pshita Kishas Utsami Beis Balim. Rather, it is obvious that Beis Hillel holds that the bailee pays in accordance with its value at the time of its removal from the owner's house. In other words, the time of the misappropriation. The Gemara asks, if so, shall we say that Rabbah stated his opinion in accordance with the opinion of Beit Shammai and not the opinion of Beit Hillel? The Gemara rejects this. Rabbah could have said to you, with regard to subsequent increase in the value of the misappropriated deposits, everyone, Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel, agrees that the bailee pays in accordance with its value when the deposit was destroyed. When they disagree, it is in the case of a subsequent decrease in the value of the misappropriated deposit. Rabbah clarifies, Beit Shammai hold that misappropriation does not require loss, and even if the deposit remains intact, its legal status is that of a robber from the moment of misappropriation. And therefore, when the value of the misappropriated deposit decreases, it decreases in his possession. Therefore, he pays in accordance with its value at the time of misappropriation. And Beit Hillel holds that misappropriation requires loss, and only when the deposit decreases in value after the misappropriation is the bailee liable to pay. And therefore, when the value of the misappropriated deposit decreases, it decreases in the possession of its owner. Therefore, he pays in accordance with its value at the time that it was damaged. The Gemara asks, but according to that explanation concerning this halakha that Bava says misappropriation does not require loss, shall we say that the opinion that Rava stated is in accordance with the opinion of Beit Shammai? Rather, with what are we dealing here? It is with the case where the bailee moved the barrel to stand upon it and bring fledglings down from a nest in a tree, and they disagree with regard to one who borrows an item without the knowledge of the owner. Beit Shammai hold legal status of one who borrows an item without the knowledge of the owner is that of a robber in terms of responsibility. He is according to that legal status the moment he moves the barrel, and therefore, when the value of the misappropriated deposit decreases, it decreases in his possession. Consequently, he pays in accordance with its value at the time that he borrowed the barrel. And Beit Hillel hold the legal status of one who borrows without the knowledge of the owners is that of a borrower, and only when the barrel is broken is the bailee rendered liable to pay. And therefore, when the value of the barrel decreases, it decreases in the possession of its owner. Consequently, he pays in accordance with the barrel's value at the time that it was damaged. The Gemara asks, but according to the explanation concerning this halakha that Rava says, the legal status of one who borrows an item without the knowledge of the owner, according to the opinion of the rabbis, is that of a robber in terms of responsibility. Shall we say that the opinion of Rava stated is in accordance with the opinion of Beit Shammai? Rather, contrary to the previous explanations, the term decrease and increase are not referring to changes in market value. They're referring to the decrease in the value of the animal when its wool is shared, and the increase in its value due to the birth of the offspring. And here is with regard to the enhancement of stolen property that they disagree. Beit Shammai hold the enhancement of stolen property belongs to the one who was robbed, and Beit Hillel hold the enhancement of the stolen property belongs to the robber. And it is with regard to the issue that is the subject of the dispute between these Tanaim that they disagree. And it is taught as it is taught in a Braita, with regard to one who robs another of a ewe, if he shared it or if it gave birth, the robber pays the owner for it and for its fleece or for its offspring. This is the statement of Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Yehuda says the stolen property returns to the owner in its current state. The Gemara comments, the language of the Mishnah is also precise, as it is taught that Beis Shammai say he is penalized for its decrease and its increase. And Beis Hillel say he pays in accordance with the time of removal. When recording the opinion of Beit Shammai, the Mishnah does not state he is penalized for its rise and fall in value. The Gemara affirms, learn from the wording of the Mishnah that they disagree with regard to fleece and offspring. The Mishnah teaches that Rabbi Akiva says he pays in accordance with its value at the time of the claim. Rabbi Yehuda says that Shmuel says the halacha is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Akiva. And Rabbi Akiva concedes in a case where there are witnesses to the misappropriation, as in that case the payment is calculated in accordance with the value of the deposit at the time of the misappropriation. What is the reason for that halacha? It is, as the verse states, concerning, among others, one who misappropriated a deposit to whom it pertains, shall he give it on the day of his being guilty, Leviticus 5:24. And in this case, since there are witnesses to the robbery, from that moment he is liable to pay him. For his guilt, he is rendered guilty at the moment the witnesses saw him misappropriate the deposit. Rav Oshaya said to Rav Yehuda, my teacher, is that what you say? This is what Rav Asi says that Rav Yochanan says. Rabbi Akiva was in disagreement, even in a case where there are witnesses to the misappropriation. What is the reason for that halacha? It is, as the verse states, to whom it appertains shall he give it on the day of his being guilty. And it is the court, not the witnesses, that renders him liable to pay for his guilt. Rabbi Zera and Rabbi Abba Bar Papa said to Rabbi Abba Bar Papa, when you go there to Eretz Yisrael, take a circuitous route to the ladder of Tyre. To the ladder of Tyre. Asulma D'Tzur. The ladder of Tyre. And enter before Rabbi Yaakov Bar Idi, and ask him if he heard whether, according to Rabbi Yochanan, the halacha is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Akiva, or whether the halacha is not in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Akiva. He went and he asked. Rabbi Yaakov Bar Idi said to him, this is what Rabbi Yochanan says, the halacha is always in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Akiva. The Gemara asks, what is the meaning of always? Rav Ashi said, Rabbi Yochanan used this term so that you will not say the following. This statement, that the halacha is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Akiva, applies specifically in the case where there are no witnesses, but in the case where there are witnesses, no. Payment is calculated in accordance with the value of the deposit when they witnessed that misappropriation. Okay? Or alternatively, the halacha will not be in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Akiva in a case where he returns the barrel to its place and it broke. Rabbi Yochanan stated, the halacha is always in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Akiva, to exclude the opinion of Rabbi Ishmael, who says that if one stole from another and returned it, we do not require the knowledge of the owners for the item to be considered returned. Rabbi Yochanan teaches us that the halacha is that we require the knowledge of the owners, in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Akiva, C40b. And Rava says, contrary to the opinion of Rabbi Yochanan, the halacha is in accordance with the opinion of Beit Hillel. New Mishnah. With regard to one who intends to misappropriate a deposit and voices that intent in the presence of witnesses, Beit Shammai say he is liable to pay for any damage to the deposit from that point forward. Beit Hillel say he is liable to pay only if he actually misappropriates the deposit. As it is stated concerning a bailee, whether he has misappropriated his neighbor's goods, Exodus 22:7, if he tilted the deposited barrel and took from it a quarter log of wine for his own use, and the barrel broke, then he pays only for that quarter log. If he lifted up the barrel and took from it a quarter log of wine, and the barrel broke, Since he acquired the barrel by lifting it, he pays the value of the entire barrel. Wow.